So I'm ditching the schedule on these books and I'm really nervous, but I think it's gonna work out. Hey friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Mandy and I am a homeschool mom. I am a homeschool mom of now just one child. My oldest just graduated and I am preparing for the next school year, which is going to be grade 9 for my youngest son. And this is totally different because he's my only homeschooler now. So what I'm doing is I'm going to make a series of videos because I'm switching, and I don't want to say I'm switching over because I've kind of always taught him like this. I just didn't realize that this was an actual method. So what I'm doing is I'm leaning more into this style of teaching by just adding the components that I hadn't added before. So I'm teaching in more of a Charlotte Mason style with my youngest because that's always how he's learned best. He learns best just like I do with a lot of living books by really exploring a topic and going deeper into it. And I really just needed to add like enrichment type things, and I'll have future videos that explains a little bit more about this later on. What I'm going to explain in this video is how I'm going to be doing history, and I'm going to make a series of these videos and I'm going to put them in a playlist because I can't explain everything in one video. I feel like I need to break it up a little bit because I feel like this video would be like 60 minutes long if I tried to explain the whole thing. Maybe I'll do that later on, but right now what I'm going to explain is how I'm breaking up this curriculum, which is Generations History. It's World History for 9th grade, and it's made up of 2 different textbooks. So the first one is Preparing the World for Jesus, which is creation up to the crucifixion, and Taking the World for Jesus, which is the crucifixion up to modern day. That's 6,000 years of history in 1 year. So I'm going to explain what I'm doing in the madness that is about to take place. First, if you haven't, I highly recommend that you go to a link that I have in my description. I have an email list where I give you lots of like free goodies and downloads, and you can sign up for my email list, which I never spam you. Basically, I just send you like important videos, and I send out the notifications for when Generations, which is my favorite curriculum company, has sales. And if you want to know when all the sales are, that's where you need to go. So there's also all kinds of free downloads on that page. So if you're looking for some free curriculum samples and things like that, that's where it's at. I read over the summer a ton of Charlotte Mason books, tons of them. And I wanted to learn everything that I could because when I realized that I was doing this style of teaching and that's how my son learned best, I really wanted to do right by him and make sure that I understand this method of teaching, because Charlotte Mason, from what I understand, is a method. It's not a curriculum. Do you get me? I'm doing this. I'm all in. I'm all in, guys. And me throwing out this schedule is a big step. Okay, so let's take a look here. So this curriculum, when you buy it, you get 2 textbooks, okay? You get 2 textbooks. Now, the first one, I'm gonna get you page numbers because I want you to understand just how massive this is, okay? I want you to understand that this is a lot. So this first textbook is 678 pages long, okay? The back is the index here, so 680 pages right here. The second book is 729 pages. That's a lot of pages, okay? This is a lot of information. And then you also get this right here. So this is in the traditional generation style, the teacher and parent combo. The schedule is in here, the assignments, the worksheets, the maps, the key, the answer key, all of that is in here, okay? So basically it's one of those curriculums where it has an assigned pages of reading, and then the child does the reading, and then on other pages they do worksheets. Okay, pretty standard for generations. Great for traditional learners. What I want to do is I want to take this curriculum and I want to teach it Charlotte Mason style. So it's going to take me a couple of videos to really explain what I'm doing here, because I want to make sure that I'm really clear, and so I'm really going in depth and I'm showing you how I'm taking a traditional style textbook and I'm going to teach it Charlotte Mason style, at least to the best of my ability, okay? Now, Charlotte Mason wasn't completely against textbooks. For things like math and science, she did get textbooks. So for math and science, we're doing our traditional teaching textbooks and Apologia. And I want to make clear, these textbooks are not living books by any means. However, they are not dry facts books. So I feel like it's a real happy medium in between. And it's written by one author who knows this subject very, very well. And if you know anything about Kevin Swanson, the author, and I want to say the director of Generations, he is a phenomenal author, and I read his books regularly. I love his writing. He is a great author, and history is where he shines. So these are heavily Christian books, and Bible and geography are weaved into this history curriculum. So he's getting all three. He's getting Bible, geography, and history within this one curriculum. So how am I going to break this up and make it Charlotte Mason style? I'm doing something completely off schedule. The traditional schedule for these books is they're going to read both these books in 1 year, okay? They're going to be reading 1 to 2 chapters a week, which is pretty, it's a pretty massive section of reading, which is typical for Generations history. Generations high school history is pretty heavy. And then several days they're going to be doing worksheets. Now, if you know anything about Charlotte Mason does not do worksheets. So I will have a different video about that. And if that worksheet video goes live before this one, I will have it linked down below. But I'm gonna have everything eventually kind of linked in one playlist for you where I talk about the worksheets and what I'm doing with that. This is not about that. So in the beginning of your workbook here. I'm sorry about the sunlight. I know you can't see this really well, but in the beginning right here of your teacher student workbook, you have the schedule for the entire year. What I have done, okay, I ditched that schedule. I used it, but I tweaked it heavily. So what I'm doing is this. This is going to be 9th grade. This one here. This one is going to be 10th grade. So basically we're going to do antiquity right here, and then we're going to do world history modernity, I guess you can say. Not really modernity. Modernity, kind of a little bit still of ancient history into modernity. So that's my plan. And what I did was I took my Mardell planner, which is right here. I took my Mardell planner and I was able to go for 36 weeks and break up this first year. Now, I haven't done the second year yet. I'm only finished with the first year. But taking their schedule and going from their schedule like at the beginning of the year to the middle of the year, like the end of the second semester, like if there's 4 semesters, the end of their second semester or their second quarter, I was able to stop, and I made 36 weeks out of those 2 quarters. Now with Charlotte Mason, you have 36 weeks of school, and she divided it into 3 12-week terms, okay? So 12 times 3 is 36. And what I did was I basically, for every week in the schedule for every week that's in this schedule, I made it 2 weeks. So basically what I did was week 1 right here, it says week 1 on this sidebar, is week 1 and 2 for me. Week 2 in this schedule is week 3 and 4 for me, and so on and so on and so on until I got to 36 weeks. Now, if you want a breakdown video of how I did that schedule, let me know down in the comments and I'll probably make a video on that if there's enough interest in that, so you can see how I broke up that schedule a little bit better using my Mardell planner. This came in so handy because there are these sheets in the planning area that was perfect for that. So I broke it up. I broke up the whole thing. And I broke it up into 3 12-week terms, and I think I got it. I think I did it. I think I did it. So I am going to do this. Now, I really asked a lot of questions before I did this, because if I do this, I'm locking myself in, okay? Here's the thing. If I do this, I lock myself into 2 years of world history and then 2 years of American history, because the Generations American History is a 2-credit course that you either do in 1 year or you split it into 2. We tried to do the 1 year option with my oldest. It did not work out very well. We were really rushed at the end and we still didn't make it to the end of the book. So what I want to do is I want to split it into 2 years with my youngest, which we knew we wanted to do that anyway. So I'm locking myself in if I do this. Like, I don't have any other option. I am locking myself into 2 years of world history and 2 years of American history. So it feels like a really big decision. So I talked to my husband about it. And I even talked to Karen Andriola. I sent her an email because I love her insight and her wisdom, and she's been holding my hand through this whole thing, because I am just like a nervous little wreck over things like this, because I am used to following the rules, okay? I am not a rule breaker. I do not go off script, and this is way off script for me. This is breaking all the rules. I'm not used to that. I am not used to that. I don't do stuff like this. I always follow the rules. I always follow the schedule. I'm not doing that with this, and it just kind of like makes me really nervous. I don't know why. It's not like I'm gonna screw something up. You know, it's my curriculum. And the great thing, I wanna make this really clear. The great thing about homeschooling is that we can do this however we want. I love that about homeschooling. I am not locked into anything. I can do whatever I want. I'm the teacher. Isn't that great? You can do whatever you want. You're the teacher. It's your homeschool. That's my grand plan here. I'm breaking it up into a 4-year history cycle, and we're gonna do this. We are gonna do this because I knew I wanted to slow this down. I knew I wanted to do kind of a 4-year cycle, but I did not want to leave Generations history, because this is like the thing about Generations. They are the best history that I have ever seen. I did not want to leave Generations. So here I am. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. It's kind of scary. So I wanted to announce that I'm breaking this up into a 4-year history cycle, so you would understand my other videos, because unless you understand that I am doing a 2-year history cycle, some of the other videos are not going to make sense. So here we go, guys. We're doing this, and unless something changes, this is the plan for right now. But always know, okay, that I can make this video, and then by August I could totally scrap it and decide to do something else. So just understand that I just make these videos as I make these decisions and share them with you, but it can always change. You know what I mean? Like, I don't lock myself into a lot of things. If I go with this, I am locking myself into this. So I don't know, I might get scared and scrap the whole thing. Probably not, because I feel very good about this decision. I feel like I'm doing it the right way. Now, I'm not saying that you're doing it wrong if you do the history cycle the way that it's written. That's totally fine. Please understand that that's totally fine. That is your decision, and you can do whatever you want with it. This is just how I want to do it, because I want to do it the Charlotte Mason way, and I want to add in those living books. And the only way for me to add in those living books and history biographies and things like that and not be rushing through the entire thing is if we take our time. So I want to do it this way because I feel like he's going to learn more and he's going to absorb the information rather than trying to go through it faster. So I'm going to be adding in living books. I'm going to be adding in Plutarch. I'm going to be adding in Shakespeare, the way that Generations adds in Shakespeare, with a worldview lesson on Shakespeare, because that's the only way that I feel like I can teach it faithfully. And I'm going to be doing geography. I'm going to be doing Bible work along with this. This is going to be a massive subject and the backbone of our curriculum other than Bible. So that's my plan for now. We'll see what else changes between now and August, because it is July 1st right now. I plan on starting in the middle of August, so I have about 6 weeks. And the fact that this just split into 36 weeks so evenly for me is just kind of confirmation that, like, yeah, this is totally doable. I can do this. I think I got this. I think I got this. And that's the grand plan for right now. Let me know if you have any questions down below. I will do my best to answer them if I have an answer. But yeah, that's the grand plan for right now. So I will see y'all in the next video. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and happy homeschooling.